Hello, viewers. I'm Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal. Stands before you with a video on a new topic, that is negative freedom. In +3 first year, second semester, there is a chapter on negative freedom, and the discussion in this video on the topic negative freedom will be useful not only for students of degree level, but also it will be helpful to students of +2 and post-graduation students also. In addition to that, those students who are interested for appearing competitive examinations, it is also very much important to them. I request my viewers to watch this video attentively and till the end, so that viewers, mainly students, will get a lot of important tips on the concept negative freedom or negative liberty. Let us start. What is negative freedom? On this video, we'll discuss mainly meaning of negative freedom. Number 2, its recognition by civilized society or modern society. And number 3, freedom of belief, freedom of expression, and freedom of dissent. So in this video we'll discuss meaning of negative freedom, recognition by modern society to negative freedom, whether modern society recognizes it. And number 3, we'll also touch 3 important freedoms like right to belief or right to religion, right to speech, and right to dissent. Let us start. What is negative freedom? The concept negative freedom has been originated in the 17th and 18th century. And the concept negative freedom has been popularized by some scholars like Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Edmund Burke, Tom Paine, J. S. Mill, Adam Smith, Isaiah Berlin, Milton Friedman, Maurice Cranston, and Alexis de Tocqueville. So, negative freedom has been originated in 17th and 18th century, and it has become popular by scholars like Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Edmund Burke, Tom Paine, J. S. Mill, Adam Smith, Isaiah Berlin, Milton Friedman, Maurice Cranston, and Alexis de Tocqueville. Negative freedom means absence of restraints. Whenever there will not be any restriction on any person to perform something, it is known as negative freedom. A person is free to perform what he likes. He is free to speak what he likes. It is known as negative freedom. So negative freedom means there will not be any restriction on any person, either by the state or society or any other person. A person will be like a free bird. A person can do anything he likes. There should not be any restriction on him. Whenever on any person there will not be any restriction, he is free to perform any work. It is known as negative freedom. That is why Isai Berlin has told negative freedom means it is an area within which a person is unobstructed. Negative freedom means it is an area within which a person is unobstructed by others. It is an area where a person is free. He is obstructionless. And about negative freedom, J.S. Mill has told that liberty means to being left to oneself. Liberty means, negative liberty means to being left to oneself. A person should be left alone. There should not be a restriction. There should not be any limitation. He should be left alone. It is negative liberty. So, once J.S. Mill said, negative liberty means over himself, over his own body, over his mind, individual is sovereign. So, negative liberty means whenever there will not be any restriction on any person, he is like free bird. He is like free birds. He is obstructionless. He is restrictionless. It is known as negative freedom. And so far, and in order to be clear about negative freedom, we can take the view of J.S. Mill. J.S. Mill has divided individual actions into two categories. One is self-regarding actions, other one is the other regarding actions. Self-regarding action means there are certain things which a person will perform for himself. By certain actions, he will be affected. It is self-regarding action. So J.S. Mill has told actions are two types. There are certain actions which affect a person, but there are some actions by which others will be affected. It is known as other regarding. So J.S. Mill has divided human actions into two categories: self-regarding, other regarding. Self-regarding means there are certain actions by which the self will be affected. So there are certain actions by which self will be affected. A person will be affected by himself. In that sphere, there should not be any restriction. A person can think, a person can move, a person can speak, a person can worship. So self-regarding means there are certain actions by which other will not be affected. A person will be, self will be affected. In this case, there can be restrictions. In this case, there will not be restrictions. But there are certain actions by which others will be affected. State will be affected. Social order will be affected. Society will be affected. In that context, there will be restrictions. So, negative freedom means there should not be any restrictions on any person. So far as self is concerned, it means whenever a person will perform something for himself, it will affect only to self. There should not be any restriction. A person is free to think, a person is free to work. But whenever a person will perform something by which other will be affected, in that case there will be restriction. It is other regarding activity. So, negative freedom means a person is free to perform his work. There should not be any restriction. He is obstructionless. Now we are clear about the meaning of negative freedom, when it has been originated and who are the supporters. Now we'll discuss whether modern society accepts negative freedom or not. Modern society, civilized society, will not accept negative freedom, because in negative freedom a person will be free to work on the basis of its choice. By this, it creates indisciplined society. If a person will be free to perform what he likes, he will not look after anything. Whatever will be good for him, he will perform. By this, there will be disorder in the society, indiscipline in society. Number two, it affects similar rights of others. It affects similar rights of others. If a person will be free to perform what he likes, others cannot enjoy the rights. And number three, it affects social interest. Social interest will be in problem. The collective interest will be in problem. So, modern society will not accept negative freedom. So, we are clear what is the meaning of negative freedom and whether modern society will recognize it or recognizes it or not. Never it will recognize. So, we are clear about the meaning of negative freedom and we are clear whether modern society recognizes it or not. Modern society never will recognize it. Now let's see. Freedom to believe or freedom to religion. What is freedom to believe or freedom to religion? Freedom to believe or freedom to religion means a person is free to adopt any religion. A person is free to change his religion. A person is free to perform his religious works. And a person is free to perform his worship. And there should not be any compulsion on any person. It is known as freedom to believe or freedom to religion. And this freedom to religion should not violate public interest, public order, interest of state and civil right of others. So, freedom to believe or freedom to religion means a person is free to adopt any religion, a person is free to change his religion, a person is free to worship, a person is free to perform his religious works. There should not be any compulsion on him. But the condition is that by right to belief or right to religion, the interest of society, the decency of the society, similar right of others will not be in problem. Okay? It is a restriction. Number two, freedom to speech and expression. Freedom to speech and expression means a person can express his feelings, a person can express his view on government policy, a person is free to express his view in public meetings, no restriction will be here. So freedom to express means a person can express his feelings, his views, and there should not be any restriction. He can express his view, he can express his view on public policy, he can express his view in public meeting, but there should not be any restriction. But a person should not express anything by which interest of state will be in problem, interest of society will be in problem, and there will not be any insult to any person. And finally, freedom to dissent. Freedom to dissent means right to disagree with others, right to disagree with government policy, then right to disagree with social superstitions and social customs. So, right to dissent means a person has the right to disagree with others. There is no guarantee that a person will have to agree with others. Right to dissent means a person has the right to disagree with others. A person has the right to disagree with the policy of the government. A person has the right to disagree with the social superstitions and bad social customs. And a person will not be compelled to agree with anything. So right to dissent means a person has the right to disagree with others. A person has the right to disagree with the government policy. A person has the right to disagree with bad social customs and bad social superstitions. Okay, viewers, This video is very much important for second semester of +3 first students. I request my friends, viewers to watch this video and prepare notes. And subscribe my channel and don't be selfish. Request your friends to subscribe my channel so that useful videos will be in your hand. Thank you viewers. Again we will be here with another video. Till now, goodbye to all.